He has earned a solid A in every course he's taken at Brophy, including AP Calculus in BC as a freshman and Actuarial Science this year as a senior. He has earned a cumulative GPA of 4.607 and scored a perfect score of 36 on his ACT. However, in their nomination of him for this honor, his classmates do a beautiful job of capturing the multidimensional nature of this year's valedictorian. The following are some of their comments. He wouldn't think he deserves it. He's arguably the kindest and smartest kid in the grade simultaneously. He maintains humility without downplaying his talents. He is the epitome of the ideal Brophy student. Not only does he exude breathtaking intelligence, but he supplements it with incredible kindness and humility. While his seemingly infinite talents certainly impress, for me it's his selflessness that makes him such an amazing person. And lastly, he is more than just an intelligent man, although he did complete Calc BC by his freshman year. Rather, he is also a loving and kind person. He has never refused to help anyone who is struggling in any class. Moreover, he was a pleasure to run with on the cross-country team. And in all, he is an incredibly intelligent man who utilizes his gifts in order to benefit and help those around him. Please join me in welcoming the valedictorian of the class of 2019, Cameron Alexander.
Good morning, Brophy College Preparatory. President Ranke, Principal Ryan, family, friends, and especially fellow graduates of the class of 2019, I'm humbled to be standing before you all this morning to deliver this address. It is the greatest honor of my life to have this opportunity to share some thoughts with my extended Brophy family. Being a part of this unique, remarkable class, the best to ever walk the halls of Brophy, it's a blessing. I feel blessed that our parents chose to send us here. I feel blessed that I've gotten to know you, some of the most creative, intelligent, and athletic individuals I'll ever encounter. I feel blessed that I share a common identity with every one of you as a member of the class of 2019. We have a lot to be grateful for, so I'd like to offer some thank yous. First, I would like to thank my parents and all the parents of the members of the class of 2019 for your never-ending love and the many sacrifices you've made to send us to this school. Y para los padres que no hablan inglés, me gustaría agradecerles por su inmenso cariño y por todos los sacrificios que ustedes han hecho para poder enviar a sus hijos a Brophy. Let's give it up for our parents. Next, thank you Brophy teachers, maintenance staff, and faculty. You have devoted yourselves to forming us into the men you see here today, and you have created an environment where we could freely explore and develop our knowledge, talents, and faith. Thank you. And lastly, thank you to my brothers of the class of 2019. Look around. You are surrounded by greatness to your left and your right. We will be remembered as a class who, rather than competing with one another, have lifted each other up and grown together. None of us would be the men we have become today without the years of constant, loving support we have all shown. Today is bittersweet. We're moving on to something new and exciting, but there's a lot here to miss. No more laughter at the mere mention of Danforth. No more Fisco emails or snap-along psalms in Mass. No more listening to Camden Andel's buttery voice singing, "Call to my Jesus." No more, "I believe that we will win," led by Brophy's second mascot, Father Del Toro. Next year, we won't get to enjoy time with our friends at our favorite lunch spots. But rather than dwelling on what we're leaving behind, I want to offer some reflections about the last 4 years we've shared. In our time at Brophy, we have transformed from sweaty, self-centered little freshmen into men who've done amazing things. Rodolfo Leveriza and Nate Kerber tackled issues of mental health with the Stop the Stigma campaign. Jack McNeil released a solo album. Diego Morris testified in front of the US Senate in support of a bill that was eventually signed by the president. Truth be told, when I think about all of the remarkable accomplishments of the members of our class, I feel pretty underqualified to be standing here right now. Tennis and swim kept their state championship streaks alive, and soccer clinched a long-deserved state title, even if that soccer championship game involved more water than all 31 in a row swim state championships combined. Brophy Literary and Arts magazine won its first ever NSPA Pacemaker Award. We've researched brain cancer and machine learning. Students involved with the Dream On campaign spoke in front of thousands at the Ignatian Family Teach-In for Justice in Washington, D.C. Not to mention, we've put on band concerts of Greek folk songs, choir shows featuring hits of the 70s, and plays like In the Heights that easily rival professional productions. All of this is great, but if you ask me, it's just icing on the cake. These accomplishments are not what make the class of 2019 so special. Because I've learned during my Brophy experience that it is far less important what we have achieved than how we have achieved it. 2 weeks ago, I watched Brophy volleyball compete in the playoffs, which ended in a close but disappointing defeat. Even though they were not the champions, I saw a group of guys who deeply love and support each other. They handled the loss not with anger, but with gratitude to God that they had had a fulfilling season with their teammates. I think this example is indicative of the myriad special little moments that occur across campus every day. Like Chase Jones going out of his way to greet you on a sleepy Monday morning, or Tim Cody cracking a joke to turn around a not-so-happy day. Maybe it's Bryce Grove enriching you with a profound intellectual argument, or perhaps it's Jacob Mihalik blessing your ears with his music at break in Mr. Pigeon's room. These sort of things are ordinary in our class, which when you think about it, is so extraordinary. The spirit with which we, in countless small ways, help each other become better versions of ourselves. That, more than any single accomplishment, is what defines our class. God calls us to direct our lives towards a higher purpose, and throughout our time at Brophy, we have helped each other fulfill that calling. For me, Brady O'Gara strengthened my faith through his reflections as we looked on in awe at the rubble of El Mozote, El Salvador. Johnny Robina challenged my intellect with his deep questions and insatiable curiosity, and Chris Stanek pushed me out of my comfort zone by inviting me to play piano in his band, the Stickmen. And of course, my Kairos 161 and 167 brothers invited me to approach others with the reckless love of God and to see God in everyone. These people helped me embrace opportunities to share my love and talents with others. I have faith we will continue to push one another to make a difference when we embark on our next journey. There's a man we all know whose experience, I think, resembles our growth at Brophy. Tony Stark. Presente. Stark is a genius who for a while focused his creative powers on developing advanced weapons for his own profit. However, he eventually came to recognize that he could be directing his genius towards something much greater. With this realization, he builds a high-tech suit and becomes Iron Man. He used his powerful intellect to make the world a better place for those oppressed by violence. Like Tony Stark, we arrived at Brophy maybe a little too focused on ourselves, but with plenty of raw potential. Our Brophy experiences, culminating in this commencement ceremony, have developed our skills, talents, and perspectives, so that we each become an Iron Man for others in a sense, a figure that can have an impact. As we go forward from Brophy, I would like to offer a few suggestions for things that have helped me grow closer to becoming my own Iron Man. Things that I plan to continue next year while I'm away. The first is every day, do something that challenges you. Discuss a difficult issue with someone whose opinion is contrary to yours. Create artwork in a new medium you've never explored. Try a new food. Make a new friend. Develop a new skill, like speaking a foreign language or playing a musical instrument. And don't just make this a passive action. At the end of every day, think about the new things you did and pat yourself on the back. Always be growing. The second suggestion I have for you is to take some time every day for your family. When we're away at college, whether it's a FaceTime call with the whole family or just taking a few moments to think about what you miss about your brothers and sisters, our families keep us rooted. Never justify ignoring the important people in your life with being busy. I've done it, and I regret it. We need to keep family central in our lives while we are away. Lastly, pray. Be grateful to God for every day. Think about the questions of the exam and listen to what God is telling you. Spending a few moments each day in prayer has made me a more mindful and self-aware person. I recommend it. The word vale, as in valedictorian, is goodbye in Latin. It is now time to say goodbye. I'm going to miss this place a lot, as I'm sure you are. I'm going to miss all the love the class of 2019 has brought to my life and to the life of this school. We're leaving this physical place, but in reality, we will never stop being students of Brophy College Prep. Because what is Brophy? May 18th, 2019 is not an endpoint, an expiration date on our Brophy experience. It's the day this most amazing group of gentlemen disperse to bring the essence of Brophy to people across the country and beyond. We, the class of 2019, are Brophy. Brophy is not confined to just this campus. It doesn't matter whether we are in Boston, South Bend, Los Angeles, or Tempe next year, we are still Brophy. And it will be comforting to know that all across the country, we will continue to challenge ourselves to grow each day while grounding ourselves in our family and in God. If there's nothing else you remember from my words this morning, remember the 3 things you should consider each day: challenge, family, and prayer. Today is the day we set out to fulfill the purpose God has been guiding our lives towards throughout our Brophy education. Always remember the amazing things we achieve through small, common signs of kindness and support. Our transformative effect does not end here, it only begins. We have stood firm in the faith, so why stop now? We may be leaving this place, but it's not goodbye to all that Brophy is. Class of 2019, you will always be my Brophy brothers. In the profound words of Father Del Toro, Brophy class of 2019, send it!